Hey guys, I'm Flipataku. Welcome back to another video. My previous video, best ongoing manga, was manga series that you could have continued reading into 2020. This list, though, is best series that either finished this year or one-shots that were put out this year. This is best manga. So let's get into the list. Now, first off, I want to start the list off with something that kicked off the year, and that is Abre by Satomu Nihei. This is the latest work that we have from him besides Opossums. And while it's not his best work, I do think some of the artwork is some of the best Nihei artwork put on page. The little short story in the back, Digimortal, is some of my favorite artwork that he's done, period, in his entire career. This is put out by Viz. It's a SIG book, and I think it's $20, $29.99. You can probably get it on Right Stuff for about $20. I had a blast reading this. Like I said, it's not his best work, but if you are a fan of him and you are a fan of sci-fi, I highly recommend you pick this up. This was a pretty good read. And then next up, another sci-fi, technically sci-fi, Mobile Suit Gundam Wing, Endless Waltz, Glory of the Losers, finished this year. Actually finished it pretty recently. 14 volumes. Gundam is one of my favorite franchises, and Gundam Wing, for a lot of people my age, was their introduction to the whole Gundam franchise. It aired on Cartoon Network back in the day. But as an adult, going back to that series, it's a little convoluted. The story's all over the place. It's not as focused as it should be. And what this does is narrows the story and scope, focuses it, and adds elements and takes away elements. So it adds elements from the novelization of the series. It takes some key plot points away that don't really make sense and don't tie it well together. And all the Gundam are in their Ver-Ka designs, which is something I'm a big fan of. So if you're a Gundam fan, I highly recommend you guys check out Gundam Wing, Endless Waltz, Glory of the Losers, 14 volumes. I'm actually really impressed that they were able to take 50 plus episodes of a anime and condense it into 14 volumes and make it feel as cohesive as it is. And then next up we got Ryuko. Ryuko is a 2-volume series put out by Titan Comics. This is under their hard case crime line. And some people that were on this line have been like Stephen King. So this is the first manga in this line, and it's about a Yakuza boss who is a woman trying to find out what happened to her father, really. And it's only 2 volumes. The artwork is seriously some of the best artwork I've had the pleasure to look at all year. The story is very grindhouse. It's a very grindhouse style storytelling, which is something I'm a fan of. It's very noir-y as well because it's in the hard case crime line. This is a pretty good series. There's a lot of violence, a lot of blood, a lot of sexuality. One of my favorite manga pages all year is our main character Ryuko holding two grenade launchers, launching them while topless. I think that is just such a badass image. The next up is something that I'm really glad that we got this year, actually. It seems like this has been a good year for fans of Jiro Taniguchi, and that is Skyhawk. Yeah, so it's about 2 Ronin samurai who come to the West, and they team up with the Native Americans, and it's a really heartfelt story. I do know some people take issue with how it conveys the Native Americans. I don't want to talk on that because I'm not educated enough on that subject. But as a piece of storytelling, I really enjoyed it. The artwork is phenomenal. It's Jiro Taniguchi. It's going to be great artwork. But it seems like this year we've gotten a lot of Jiro Taniguchi, and I'm glad that we've got Skyhawk because this was a absolute pleasure to read. And the build of the book is phenomenal. Who is this published by? Fanfare. So Fanfare, you guys did a great job. You guys knocked it out of the park with this one. And then a series that I want to talk about that I haven't finished, but I'm a fan of, and I'm glad that it is over, and that is Ubo Blatt. Now, like me and a lot of other manga tubers, this caught my eye because a lot of people were calling it a Berserk ripoff, or it was like Berserk. This is for Berserk fans, and I'm a massive Berserk fan. And while I don't agree with that totally, it does give me some similar vibes, and it does become its own thing. The storytelling does get kind of all over the place. But overall, I have read up to volume 10, which was the volume before this. But it's been a while, so I'm actually going through for a review right now and rereading the whole series. and it's a blast, guys. It's don't take it too seriously. You got to kind of turn your brain off at some points, but this was a blast. You know, I read manga sometimes to be challenged, but I also read manga most of the time for pleasure and for fun, and this is exactly what that is. This is pure fun. Now we're going to talk about 3. I'm kind of cheating. I'm putting all these are all put out by Black Hook Press. They've been putting out a lot of good Giga this year. And they put out 3 titles that blew me away emotionally and made me invested in the characters. And the artwork is very much of its time period. But it's something that is really special. You know, the fact that we even got these in English, they do really low print runs. But I want to highlight all 3 of these for you because they did put out more, but these are the 3 that stuck out with me the most this year. We got Badass Babe, Sex, Fury, and Other Stories by Boten Taro. That Miyoko Asaga Feeling by Shinenichi Abe, and Tale of the Beast by Taruo Suge. So all 3 of these put out by Black Hook Press. Really nice releases. They have French flaps. They have like a wraparound cover. The artwork, again, like I said, is very much of its time. And it kind of, like if you're a modern manga or anime fan, Giga's not going to be for you. So I would say if you know already that you don't like these, this isn't going to, this is going to sway you one way or the other. It's going to make you feel the way you feel about it already. But for me, feeling very bored of manga this year, I found myself gravitating towards these titles. Titles that challenged me emotionally, challenged my worldviews, and challenged me with how I perceive manga storytelling. Sorry for the stutter. But yeah, these 3 did that for me, and I'm really glad to have these in my collection. And I want to say a huge thank you to Black Hook Press for putting these out. These are out of print at the time of this recording, which sucks. But like I said, they put out very low print runs, and I'm just glad that we got them. So thank you guys. And then now we're getting to the final 2. This was really hard to narrow down what I enjoyed more this year. And for number 2, I want to highlight what I think is the best seinen manga to finish in the last decade. This story engulfed me. The characters, I fell in love with every single one, even though the cast of characters is so crazy big. I fell in love with every single one of them. And from start to finish, I had a blast. I cried, I laughed, I was on the edge of my seat. The action's fantastic, the artwork is wonderful. And I'm talking about Dorohedoro by Kyuei Shida. Guys, there has not been a better seinen manga to finish in the last 10 years than Dorohedoro. That's my opinion. It's wonderful. This year, like I said, I fell into a slump, and between all the Giga that I read this year, and series like Dorohedoro, I had a little bit of a revitalization in the later half of 2019, and it's all due to Dorohedoro. Seriously, guys, go pick this up. Before the anime got announced, I was thinking Viz, there's no way that Viz is going to keep this series in print. But I could see it staying in print for a couple more years because of the anime. So hopefully, if you guys don't have this, I would jump on it as soon as possible. This is one of the best stories that I've ever read. And I highly recommend you guys pick this up. This took Gantz's place as my 2nd favorite manga of all time. This is now 2nd. So it goes Berserk, Dorohedoro, and Gantz. So go pick this up, guys. I highly recommend it. And then my favorite manga release of the year of 2019, something that I didn't expect to love as much as I love, but it's Bloody Stumps Samurai by Hiroshi Harada. I'm not going to go too in-depth with this because I did already do a review for this a couple weeks ago. Guys, best manga release of 2019, hands down. The importance of this manga can't be overstated enough. It's got humor, it's got sadness to it, it's got great action, and the artwork is very much of its time period, much like all the other Giga, because that's what it is. On the back right here, it even says, "This is Giga," or Giga. I can never pronounce that word right. This is a very important manga release, not just because it's the first time it's in English, but also because of the historical context of this release. There's a group of essays in the back, translated by Ryan Holmberg, and this is seriously my favorite manga release of 2019. I highly recommend you guys pick this up. And guys, that is the list. If I do seem a little off, I do want to apologize for the stutters and stuff. My grandfather just passed away Christmas Eve day, so I wanted to do this video to get my mind off it because I've been mourning his loss for the last couple of days, and it's emotionally a lot. So, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I have best video games coming out. I was originally going to post that Monday, but life happened. So, but that video is still coming, and then expect first impressions for Saint Youngman, first impressions for Kaiji, and expect a lot more reviews because I have the next like week or so off. So I'm gonna be pumping out content for you guys because it's something I love doing, and I love making videos for you guys, and I love commenting and talking to you guys. So, thank you guys so much for the support in 2019. It really means a lot to me, and I'll see you guys soon.